Hi, we are students from Blair Middle School, and our project is called Shucking the Pollution. Our goal is to help reduce water pollution in our local watershed by combining pollution prevention with filtration from oysters.
Norfolk, Virginia is a coastal city that experiences frequent flooding and sea level rise. Urban developments increase our stormwater runoff, which carries pollutants from the land into the waterways like the Lafayette River, which currently is at a water quality grading of AC. These are important for recreation, wildlife, and our local community.
To better understand the issue, we use multiple data collection methods, including a trash audit, student surveys, storm drain observations, and water testing at the Elizabeth River Project's Fire and Resilience Lab. Using both quantitative and qualitative data allowed us to confirm that pollution is a consistent problem in our community.
Just around our school building, through trash audits, we've been able to collect over 50 pounds of trash in just 30 minutes, with and food containers being the most common pollutants, and even with street cans available, littering is still a huge issue, and because of that, they have clogged storm drains, which then have impaired the Knitting Mill Creek for since 2002.
Our water testing at the creek has shown elevated levels of nitrogen and phosphorus, low dissolved oxygen, reduced water clarity. These can lead to eutrophication and harmful algae blooms, which could damage aquatic ecosystems and decrease overall water quality.
Our solution combines prevention and restoration. Upstream, we reduce pollution through cleanups and education, and downstream, we install oyster cages to filter pollutants that have already entered the water. This allows us to address pollution before and after it enters the waterway.
The reason why we chose oysters was because they can filter up to 50 gallons per day per oyster, as well as improve water clarity and dissolved oxygen as well, and not to mention that they help with nitrogen cycling with denitrification. They also, as well, are sustainable and cost effective and already a proven method in Chesapeake Bay restoration efforts.
So we've focused at Blair, we focus on educating the kids here and doing trash audits in the area of Blair, as well as we work near the river and help improve the health of it and install oyster cages.
Okay, our project is organized into three key strategies, which are collecting data and building partnerships, installing oyster cages, and continuing monitoring and education.
Timeline pictured here is to show the long-term monitoring and structure of how this project will go, and this is before implementation, and this is after.
We are proposing our budget of $727.22. The materials that we will be using are oysters and oyster cages that are implemented into the watershed, and the other materials are for trash cleanups in the future and to help raise awareness to to watershed pollution.
Since receiving funding, we have successfully installed our oyster cages at the Ryan Resilience Lab with support from our community partners. We also conducted a campus cleanup in March and Earth Day cleanup where we removed leaves and trash that could clog storm drains. We have begun monitoring the cages and collecting observations. Our project is now actively in progress both on land and in the water, and we have collected our initial water quality data and have begun creating our educational campaign posters and videos to spread around the community.
Yeah, future environmental science classes will continue our work long after the original class who started it is gone, with monthly monitoring and testing of the water quality and cleaning out the oyster cages, while the environmental club will continue our trash audits around the school.
Our project contains global goals such as Goal 13 for climate action, Goal 6 for cleaning water, for clean water and Goal Free for Health. This project supports Goal 13 by helping our local waterways become more resilient to flooding caused by storm water runoff, which is increasing from climate change and sea level rise in coastal Virginia. It also supports Goal 6 through local water improving through natural filtration through oysters. Lastly, our project supports Goal 3 by improving our health of our local watershed through the filtration, and which supports safer recreation, healthier habitats, and cleaner environments for people who live nearby.
This issue is important because we live in a coastal community where water directly impacts our daily lives. And through this project, we learned that the real change requires both teamwork and individual responsibility. By combining cleanups, education, and oyster restoration, we are addressing pollution both at the source and in the water. This idea started at a field trip and has blossomed into so much more. It has been rewarding to turn our ideas into real action and work with our local community to create change.
Special thanks to all the following people who helped in this project.
These are citations, and thank you guys for your time.
Great. I don't want you to worry. We can edit things out. So don't fret, like you will not lose any points for those technical difficulties for sure. Wonderful. I'm just going to open it up to the judges right away. So we can sort of go in that same order, or you can pass. I think that ends up working sort of well. So Gitanjali, if you want to kick us off.
I'd love to. Congratulations on a really well thought out presentation. I really appreciate that your solution is multiple parts. Some are preventative, some are treating water. Thinking about your education campaign, what are some specific behaviors or mindsets you're really hoping the education will change?
Probably the mindset of out of sight, out of mind, where maybe you just put your trash on like a mound of it and then just walk away without even thinking about, oh, maybe it'll just fall over, or maybe it'll just blow away within the wind.
And we want the things we've implemented, like posters around communities, to kind of give people the mindset of, hey, I should actually contribute to this issue, to helping this issue that is so harmful to our community and our watershed, because we rely on it so much.
As well as most people have the mindset of just, oh, it's just one piece of trash. What big will it do? But if one person out of like, say, like a couple hundred, we have billions of people on this earth. So if it's just like multiple people who have that one mindset of just, oh, it's just one piece of trash, it'll just pile and pile and pile on top of itself.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, amazing job, y'all. You're our first group. And this was super impressive. Can you like give each other like a high five so we can see that you're proud of yourselves? Amazing. Um, you did so great. I am like blown away by your presentation. I'm just gonna use my time to tell you all the things that you did amazingly because you are awesome. First of all, I was super impressed by how comprehensive your project is. Like you're so much. Your class is doing so much. Like the fact that you're doing the trash cleanups, you're doing the oyster project, you're doing this educational campaign, you're collecting data, you're like outside in the field, like and I was really impressed by your stat of how much trash you picked up in 30 minutes. That was super cool. And also, you all did like the most thorough job of explaining the SDGs. I've done this for 3 years. Hats off to you. That was the best like connections to SDGs I think I've seen in a presentation. You actually took time to talk about them. And I was really excited to see that you chose 13 climate action. I'm a climate educator. And the work you are doing is climate education. So, and climate action. So, so cool. And you clearly understand and know the content of this project really well. So, excellent job. I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have to agree with that. You guys did an amazing job. This was a very, very well thought out project. And I just want to say, on a personal note, I went to school in Norfolk and I worked at Elizabeth River Project in college. And I have to say, this oyster project is amazing for that area. The water definitely needs it. Um, I just have one question for you guys. Looking at like the future with raising these oysters, are you planning on training younger students to follow in your footsteps after your time is done at school? What's kind of the longevity idea there?
Yeah, well, we're hoping to have a group get together to go to the Rhine Resilience Lab over the summer. We're thinking of going once a month to take care of it, but in the future, Arthur will be here, so she'll be kind of leading the new students in the steps to take and caring for them.
As well as too, with our educational campaign, we're educating like seventh graders and sixth graders currently in our school who I believe are gonna help with the oysters.
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, great job to everyone. It was a very nice presentation. So for me, some few things kind of stood out to me. The first is the fact that your presentation talked about dual approaches, from tackling pollution before it enters, the water, like cleanups, education, and also after, oyster cages as well, which kind of shows, a really sophisticated system thinking for a middle schooler like you guys. Also, you guys talked about long-term planning, building in future classes and environmental clubs to continue monitoring, the shows and what have you. So I think it's something you guys should be proud of because you really did well with that presentation. So just one question for you guys. So on in terms of sustainability, you mentioned that future environmental sciences classes will continue working on these projects, right?
Yes.
So yeah, so how are you planning to hand it off so the work doesn't just stop when you move on to high school?
Well, our teacher will be a very big part of that. And honestly, I hope to still be able to help personally after I graduate. But we have gone on multiple field trips to the Rhine Resilience Lab and other places to kind of discuss how this is going to go and testing water quality and stuff. So that will continue with her other classes, and she will be bringing them back.
Cool, sounds good. Thank you.
Seriously high bar sets for the rest of these. And I specifically remember your proposal too. And yeah, like just blew everyone out of the water. So, great. Thank you all so much. I know you're going to be someone from Earth Force, Kristen, who you just met, will be visiting your school and getting to see this project in motion and visit with you all. So thanks to our judges. We're going to let them sort of wrap up on their notes, and we're going to meet for just a few more minutes in the reflection breakout room.